America is entering a moment unlike anything we've seen in decades. Prices are rising faster than paychecks. Utilities are skyrocketing. Rent jumps every year. Groceries feel like luxury items. Savings are impossible. Credit cards are maxed out. And everywhere you look, people who once lived comfortably are suddenly struggling just to stay afloat. Let's check it out.
Most of us have lived our lives without having to worry about supply. Well, it's coming to an end, guys. The supply chain has been eroding since 2008. Prices have been going up since then. I remember a time back then that I could go into a store, any store, find anything I wanted on my list, go to one store. Now I have to go to 4. And the prices are sky high. I am blessed to have a friend nearby who gives us free eggs laid by her chicken. We gift her something canned, because she's a blessing on earth. And sometimes she allows us to pay for what she gives us. I think maybe once. So we still are in the category of having a lot of blessings in our house, in our lives, and we're not lacking anything. But those days are coming where people are going to that haven't lacked anything are going to start lacking, and then you'll hear the shouts. Just think, you wake up one day, lights are out. No gas stations are running. It's chaos on the streets in a vehicle. No banks are open. You can't use your credit cards anywhere. And grocery stores are shut down. How long would you exist on what you have? You got to think on those terms during today. You have to. Sorry, guys, you have to face up and be prepared.
I have a question for everybody who lives in the city, lives in a house, pays mortgage, works, does all the normal things. I've been out of the system for about 7 years now. Do you have a game plan for when the systems all collapse? Things are collapsing as we speak right now. Do you have a game plan? And what is that? Because for the past 16 years, I've been trying to create village, community, resources for collaboration and a new way of thinking, being, living. But people aren't really on board with that. So do people have another plan? What is your plan? Are people just going to ignore the fact that systems are collapsing and continue going to work every day?
Am I the only one that feels like there's going to be a big economic crash that happens in, I don't know, the next 6 months? The jobs numbers don't make a whole lot of sense for a really healthy economy. I know a lot of people are feeling the effects of inflation, what's going on at the grocery store. I know the stock market is really inflated, but it seems like it's very speculative, very AI driven, which I feel like there's probably some form of an AI bubble. Not saying AI is not important. I just don't understand some of the valuations that are put out there. It seems like a lot of stocks are inflated because of buybacks and stuff like that. And fundamentally, I just don't feel like people are actually doing very well. And when the American consumer isn't doing well, there typically leads to a crash.
America's basics are breaking down. The supply chain has been weakening for years. Prices keep climbing, and everyday necessities are getting harder to find and afford. While most people still live like everything is normal, the system around them is clearly cracking. From food and utilities to jobs and banking. And economically, the numbers don't match reality. Consumers are struggling, prices are up, wages aren't keeping pace, and the market feels like a bubble propped up by speculation. All the signs point in the same direction. Something big is coming, and most people aren't prepared for it.
So we got our electric bill for the month of July, $650. For the month of June, it was $560. For the month of August, if it keeps raising, our electric company, Centerpoint Energy, they're pieces of we will have given them $2,000 in 3 months just for our electric bill. I can't afford that. And if I can't afford that, I can't imagine other people and what the they're paying. This is bullshit. Like they're forcing us to not pay our bills so that they can force us out of our houses or something. This is absolutely bull.
You know how I know America is struggling? It's been about 14 days since I had one single job. I went a whole year working at least 1 or 2 jobs per day. And now, 14 days, nothing's changed, everything's good, I got good reviews, everything's, I'm a handyman, so do yard work, electrical, all sorts of stuff. 14 days, I have not had one single job. Nothing's changed, everything's good. I'm getting clicks, I'm getting, everything's good. That tells me that Americans are going super broke. They're trying to do things themselves, which is fine, but 14 days, not one single job. The struggle is about to get real, y'all.
I think there's a lot more people that's not paying their bills than media wants you to know. They've been real quiet about this issue. And I'm not talking about utilities like necessities. I'm talking about, I really don't think there's a lot of people. I think there's a lot of people that's not paying like medical bills, their mortgages, credit card bills, and any other bills, you've accumulated other than like water, electricity, and gas. Because I don't think the American government wants people to get the idea that if they stop paying their bills, nothing's going to happen. But I think that's what's happening. I know that there are a lot of people who stopped being able to afford their mortgage, and they're still in their houses, and it's been 2-3 years. Because whether they admit it or not, we've been in a recession for years. And I think once the rest of us realize that, wait, I stopped paying my credit card bill and really nothing's happening other than it's messing up this phantom credit score and everybody's credit is jacked up. So now what? I think a lot of people aren't paying bills. So, I stopped paying some bills. I'm like, I ain't paying this mess. Shoot. Put it on my credit report. I get it off.
Have you guys stopped paying your credit cards yet? Because I promise I am about 2 seconds away from not paying my credit cards. Literally, just the thought of going grocery shopping makes me sick. Like, how the hell is anyone even affording anything right now? My husband drives a 2017 GMC Sierra, and it's $240 to renew his insurance. And we still had to pay $195 on top of that for the last month's insurance. Let's not get started on electric and how much it's going up. I just got a notice saying that our water bill was going up, and my electric company keeps on playing games with us. So with that being said, I'm literally 2 seconds away from not paying my credit cards no more. Because at this point, I got my house. I'm not financing a car. I can't refinance this house because my credit's so freaking shot that it doesn't matter. So I'm really about to say F them credit cards and not pay them. Am I the only one?
I am afraid. I'm not even gonna lie. I am afraid of not being able to pay my rent. The electric is going up in the state I live in. Gas, car insurance, medical insurance doubled. I am responsible for providing a roof over my grandkids' head. I don't know how I even got in this situation. How did I even get here? My landlord told me straight up, I'm raising your rent every single year. It's going to get to the point that I can't even pay it because I'm having a hard time paying it now. I cannot believe I'm even 53 years old saying this. Like, I was never afraid when I was younger at all, raising 2 kids all by myself financially, ever. I'm a grown-ass woman, and I am so afraid. It keeps me up at night sometimes. If I didn't have other people depending on me, I would not be afraid. I could just go anywhere.
How are y'all saving money? Like, can someone please let me in on your secret? Because I cannot save money for the life of me. I cannot do it. I try so hard to save money. This is what happens. I get paid every 2 weeks. So when I get paid, I'll pay bills and I put money into my savings account, okay? I put it in there and I tell myself, okay, I'm not going to touch it. I got to save this money, whatever. Well, I have 2 weeks till I get paid again. So it is always something. Every time I put money in my savings account, I have to get it out for something. But my family can't go without food. I can't go without gas. Like, I'm not spending the savings account money like on anything that's not a need. So what the how are you guys saving money? I just do not get it.
So let me get this straight. Inflation is going to keep going up. Taxes are going to keep going up. Interest rates are going to keep going up. National debt's going to keep going up. Wages are probably going to be going down now with the implementation of AI. It's going to make like easier mundane shit, much easier to do. So what's the end game here? So if you're not already rich or you're not going to be rich very soon, what is really the end game here? I'm actually like asking you, like, what is the end game?
So I just got my Ameren bill. Mind you, I live in Missouri. Single household, so it's just me, my dog, my 2 cats. House isn't huge, not even, it's normal, right? 3-bed, 2-bath, nothing crazy, like a little under 1,700 square foot, like literally nothing crazy, right? My bill, $282.99. Carla Joe, vacation's over, girl. Vacation is over. Where are the brothers at? But honestly, when does it end? When does it stop?
$830.27. Anybody want to guess what that is? You won't guess. So I'm just going to share it with you. That is my electric bill this month. Okay? Full disclosure, that is less than last month. Our bill last month was $1,130.98. I'm sorry, it's insane. That is my mortgage payment plus more. Okay? I don't know how anybody is expected to pay that. So, I mean, our house is big. It's not huge. It's not a mansion. It's about 2,500 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 3 baths. We had 5 children. Our bills with our children, all 5 living at home, were between $400 and $700 a month. So we have called the electric company. They've come out. We live beside a restaurant. We were adamant that we were paying the electric company's bill also. I mean, it's ridiculous. Who can afford even $400 a month for electricity, but they expect us to pay $830 or $1,130. So, yeah, I logged in this morning to see what our bill was when it was due, $830.27.
What really captures the state of America right now is how many people from completely different backgrounds are all facing the same overwhelming pressure. You see it in the stories about utilities alone. Families opening electric bills that look more like mortgage payments, paying $600, $800, even over $1,100 just to keep the lights on. That kind of increase isn't something you budget around. It forces people into impossible decisions and feels less like inflation and more like being squeezed out of your own home. And it's not just utilities. Even people with stable skills and steady work histories are watching the demand for their services disappear overnight. When a handyman who's been booked solid for years suddenly goes 2 weeks without a single job, that's not a personal slump. That's a sign that households are tapped out, delaying repairs, skipping maintenance, and doing everything they can to avoid spending money they no longer have. If everything goes up except wages, inflation, taxes, utilities, debt, insurance, what future does that leave for the average person? Even smaller homes with modest usage are seeing bills that make no sense. All of this leads to one question that more and more people are finally saying out loud. What's the end game? How does this play out when everything keeps getting more expensive, more unstable, and more out of reach for the average person? What do you think, guys? Comment below with your thoughts, your experiences, and what you're seeing where you live. Thanks for watching, and let's enjoy the collapse.